a little residue in the back of your turn instantly blue, which is a positive.
This is NC Runners with the Mile Split Network, and I'm here with Raven Saunders from Burke, South Carolina. Is that correct? Burke High School in South Carolina, in Charleston. Okay. Now, last year you were a 42-foot thrower at your state meet. Okay, you came out here today, and you seemed from the very get-go to expect a lot more than that because you told the official who was marking the throws to get out there between the 46 and the 52 mark today. Tell me what your goal was coming into today's throw.
Coming in today, I was really hoping for 52 to 53 feet because just Wednesday in practice I hit 52.3, which was my practice PR and my overall PR. Right.
All right, so you are a full 10 feet ahead of where you were last year, and then you came in here and actually threw another foot. 53.8 was the final mark, which is actually third farthest in North Carolina, in national high school history indoors. Is this what you expected out of today?
Actually, that caught me off by surprise because I was just trying to compare to the girls that are throwing today and just trying to make a name for myself. So I wasn't even thinking about being in the top of all time indoors.
Now you find yourself just a foot and 1.5 inches behind the national record of 54.9.5. So how does that motivate you going forward? Does it change your mindset?
Just a little bit because actually when I started throwing, Michelle Carter, she was my main inspiration. Like, I used to mimic everything after her. So really, I'm going to work at it, and I'm really going to try and go for it. But if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I know I worked for it.
Now, I'm guilty of a little lack of research here because when I looked you up as a 42-foot thrower, which is very good, but I didn't learn every detail about you. What class year are you right now?
I'm a senior.
So you expect a little bit more attention from colleges now that you do that?
Actually, that right there was, like, the main thing coming in because me and my coach, like, I texted him because we've been having really great practices. I was like, tomorrow changes our lives. Like, tomorrow our lives change. I texted him that last night before we both went and knocked out because we had to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
And you turned out to be right. That confidence is very admirable. Now, I can tell, and I can see today what your technique change was that led to this dramatic swing. But let's talk about that a little bit. What are you doing differently now in your approach, and what have you done since last spring to go from a 42-foot thrower to a 53-foot thrower?
Last year I was still using a glide, which I used that since freshman year, but going to the state meet, I tried to do something different by spinning, even though I haven't practiced it, but 6 or 7 times previously altogether. Actually in a warm-up, I threw 45 feet, but it didn't count. So after that, I was throwing 43s, 41s, but out of bounds, or I'd cause a foot foul. So since then, we were just working at the spin. It was really frustrating, but we pushed through it, and it worked.
Obviously. All right, so the spin technique is a little bit more what we call high variance, which means that you have the high potential, but there's also a lot of variability in the results that produce. So you had legal throws of 53 and 51 today. They were in the sector. You had 2 more throws outside the sector that were over 50 feet, but you also had like a 46, and then you had one that didn't get measured, but looked like it was, for all the world, a 55-foot throw, but you fouled in the ring on that. So would it be fair to say that you have not yet mastered the shot put technique and that you might be optimistic that there's still more for you coming in the spring?
Yeah, because now it's still early season, and like I've said, we've only been working at it for about 7 months now. So for the most part, to say we've only been working at it for a short period of time, I have it down enough to get it in the meets. Our thing is 1 out of 3, 1 out of 6. And today, I got my 1 out of 3 and my 1 out of 6.
That's right. That's right. Okay, now tell me a little bit about the spring. I know you're also a strong discus thrower, but does this change your perspective on your discus throwing as well?
Yeah, I think I might change my technique a little bit just because of how the shot put spin has proved to improve. Yeah. And so, yeah, discus might change a little.
Now, when you know when you go up to college, as a rotational thrower, that's going to add other potential events. Do you have any experience with the weight throw or with the hammer?
I have not even touched it, haven't picked it up. I've seen it from, because we have a couple of local colleges, so I might have seen some of them throw it, but I haven't touched it yet.
Well, there's a club team down there, centered in the College of Charleston area that throws the hammer quite effectively. In fact, our North Carolina's best male hammer thrower trains with that club team down there some. So it might be something you want to look into. Maybe I'll hook you up with Colin Miner. I got my guy a plug in there. You see that? All right, Raven, you impressed the whole crowd here today, and I know you impressed yourself even a little bit. I can't wait to see what you accomplish the rest of the spring. Congratulations.